He says, the first things you guys better do is you better go back to the barracks and get dressed like we are, because you're in the office, you're not in the bullshit anymore. So anyways, that was so funny. And the Rodney Baird was the guy's name. He was he had a PFC. He had a one stripe with a
Okay.
PFC. Anyways, we came down to work, and we're going to go to work with Rodney Baird, and he explained to us what our job was. And he says what it was during the war. Men, officers, and enlisted men were promoted by acts of Congress
Okay.
based on what their serial number was. It didn't make any difference where they were. If their serial number fell on this and they were promoted from a buck private to a corporal, you were promoted.
Okay.
But you didn't know about it. So maybe you were promoted 2 or 3 times. And the same thing happened to officers. Officers were like first lieutenants, second lieutenants, and they were colonels and captains. And what you had to do is you had to search their pay record to what they did and what they should have been doing.
Oh,
yeah.
and that was your
Yeah,
job?
we would go and get the pay records of the place. And some of the pay records were unbelievable. Eraser marks and no addition, no totals for the addition, so you had to make it. It was unbelievable. But if you got one that said Cherry Point, North Carolina, holy mackerel. There wasn't an eraser mark, there wasn't an error, everything was letter perfect.
Oh, they were the good base, huh?
Cherry Point, North Carolina. So anyways, we got through this school. I don't know how the hell we managed it, but anyways, we learned how to type, and we learned about payroll and all that shit, and we didn't know what. So we got transferred, and we ended up at this Marine Corps headquarters, and it was the best job we ever had. Holy mackerel!
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like interesting with the research and.
Oh yeah. And the thing that was, I'm trying to remember. Where our barracks were. The barracks were like an H. The barracks were, okay, this is 2 stories here.
Okay.
And 2 stories here. And 2 stories here.
All right.
And this here was windows and doors. But this is where your beds were.
Okay.
And in here, in the middle, because it was a woman's barracks, they had 3 washing machines and ironing boards.
Okay.
So you could go in there and do your laundry and stuff. And I remember I learned how to iron my own clothes
In the
before I
Marine
went to the
Corps?
Marine Corps.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Grandma
yeah.
taught you?
Oh, yeah. You learned how to do everything with my mother. She was something else. She was something else. Yeah.
Well, she made you independent. That's good.
Yeah. But that was, and the people that we worked for were good. And Rodney Baird Colonel Chandler was a guy's name. He was a colonel. And oh, he was strict. Oh my God, he was strict. I remember the day that we were there, and we had to go into him, and he told us that the first thing you do, you go back to the barracks and get dressed like us. You're working in the office, you have to learn how to be an officer. Oh my God, I'll never forget it. Colonel Chandler.
That's awesome, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I told you, our back wall behind the barracks there was a fence.
Okay.
That was Arlington Cemetery.
Oh, well, you know, I thought that's what you were going to say the
Yeah.
first time about Arlington Farms, because
No,
I know they're closed.
That was Arlington Cemetery.
Okay.
And